Can a simple cup of tea really ease arthritis pain? Most people don't realize it, but certain teas contain natural compounds that calm inflammation, reduce joint stiffness, and support healing, without side effects. And if you're over 60, drinking the right tea at the right time could make a big difference in how you move, sleep, and feel each day. I'm Dr. Justin Keller, and in this video, I'll walk you through the top 3 best teas for arthritis pain relief and inflammation. These are remedies I recommend to my own patients, based on both research and years of real-world results. Here's what you'll learn. The best tea to start your morning and reduce stiffness. A midday tea that protects your joints from further damage. And an evening tea that helps you sleep and recover naturally. We'll also cover the common tea mistakes that might be holding you back, and how to build a simple daily tea routine that supports your joints long-term. Be sure to watch until the end. The first tea I share is the most surprising and the one that helps my older patients the most. And before we dive in, take a moment to drop your city in the comments below. It's always powerful to see where this community is growing. If you find this helpful, like the video and subscribe to Glowing Age. It helps me bring you more honest, helpful guidance to support healthy aging, naturally. Let's get started. Why tea can help arthritis naturally? Can something as simple as a warm cup of tea actually ease your joint pain? The answer is yes, and we're not talking about folklore or wishful thinking. There's a growing body of research showing that certain herbal and traditional teas contain compounds that directly target the inflammation behind arthritis. For many older adults, tea isn't just soothing, it can be therapeutic. Arthritis, whether osteoarthritis or rheumatoid, is fundamentally driven by chronic inflammation. This is your immune system staying switched on in a low-grade, ongoing way. Over time, this constant immune activity wears down cartilage, stiffens joints, and leads to the pain and swelling many of you feel every morning. But inside certain plants, like turmeric, ginger, and green tea leaves, are natural anti-inflammatory agents that help slow or even reverse this process. Tea works because it delivers these compounds in a form your body can easily absorb, and without burdening your digestive system. That's especially important after 60, when gut function naturally slows, and pills or supplements can sometimes cause more discomfort than relief. Teas are gentle, hydrating, and calming, supporting not only your joints but your mood, sleep, and energy as well. Let's take a closer look at what's actually happening in the body. Inside many medicinal teas are polyphenols, flavonoids, and antioxidants. These are natural plant chemicals that fight oxidative stress and reduce the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines, the very chemicals responsible for making your joints swell, ache, and stiffen. For example, one of the most studied polyphenols, EGCG, found in green tea, has been shown to block the activity of specific molecules that break down cartilage in arthritis patients. Another key compound is curcumin, found in turmeric tea. In multiple randomized studies, curcumin has performed as well as some anti-inflammatory drugs in reducing arthritis symptoms, but without the harsh side effects. When consumed in warm tea form, especially with black pepper to boost absorption, curcumin helps reduce joint tenderness, morning stiffness, and inflammatory markers in the blood. Then there's gingerol, found in ginger tea. It targets inflammation in the same pathways as many over-the-counter arthritis medications, but again, more gently. A clinical trial published in Arthritis and Rheumatism showed that participants who drank ginger-infused preparations experienced a significant drop in knee pain compared to those who didn't. Beyond the science, let's talk about the ritual. Tea offers more than molecules. It creates a moment to slow down, breathe, and care for yourself. That matters. Chronic pain isn't just physical, it's emotional. For many of my patients, a tea routine becomes a kind of anchor. It helps signal safety to the nervous system, reduces stress hormones like cortisol, and improves sleep quality. All of these indirectly support your body's ability to reduce inflammation naturally. And let's not forget hydration. Dehydration is more common with age and directly impacts joint function. Joints are like sponges. They need fluid to stay cushioned and mobile. If you're not drinking enough water-based fluids during the day, your joints can feel tighter, your movement more restricted. Tea, when unsweetened and well-chosen, can be a simple and enjoyable way to keep your body hydrated without overthinking it. The beauty of tea as a remedy is its accessibility. It doesn't require a prescription, it's affordable, and it comes with virtually no side effects when used correctly. You don't need to overhaul your diet or spend hours in the kitchen. You can start right now with just a kettle and a few healing herbs. So the next time your hands feel swollen or your knees ache when you rise from bed, think about what's in your cup. Because your daily tea isn't just a comfort, it could be a powerful tool in your arthritis relief plan. Now let's talk about one of the most effective anti-inflammatory teas of all, the one I recommend more than any other. You may already have it in your kitchen. T1, ginger tea, nature's anti-inflammatory root. If you could drink something each morning that naturally blocks the same pain pathways as arthritis medication, wouldn't you try it? That's exactly what ginger tea does. It's one of the most powerful, research-backed natural remedies for joint pain, and it's been used for centuries, long before we had words like inflammation or cytokines. Ginger doesn't just warm your body, it calms it, starting deep in your joints. The secret is in compounds called gingerol and shagyl. These are bioactive molecules found in the ginger root that target inflammation at its source. They reduce the production of chemicals like prostaglandins and leukotrienes, both of which fuel the pain and swelling associated with arthritis. Studies have shown that these compounds work similarly to non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, but without the long-term side effects. Let me share something I've seen in practice. I had a patient who struggled with stiffness in her knees every morning. Bending to reach the floor, even getting up from a chair, it was a challenge. She didn't tolerate ibuprofen well and was looking for natural relief. We started with one simple change: fresh ginger tea every morning. Within a few weeks, she reported easier mornings and less swelling. Not a miracle cure, but a meaningful difference. That kind of story is backed by data. In a 2001 double-blind study published in Arthritis and Rheumatism, patients with osteoarthritis of the knee who consumed a ginger extract twice daily experienced significant reductions in pain and stiffness compared to the placebo group. Another meta-analysis in 2020 confirmed that ginger had a moderate to large effect size in reducing pain intensity in people with chronic inflammatory conditions. But it's not just the science, it's the ease. Making ginger tea at home is incredibly simple. All you need is a 1 to 2 inch piece of fresh ginger root, peeled and thinly sliced, 2 cups of filtered water, optional, a squeeze of lemon or a small spoon of honey for taste. Simmer the ginger in water for about 10 to 15 minutes, strain and sip. If you prefer convenience, unsweetened ginger tea bags are fine too, but fresh ginger tends to have a stronger effect and more potent oils. I typically recommend drinking it in the morning, when inflammation tends to peak in the joints, especially after sleep. But it's gentle enough to be sipped again in the afternoon or before bed. It's also a great companion on colder days when your joints feel tighter or more reactive. Now a quick but important note. While ginger is safe for most people, those taking blood thinners like warfarin should consult their doctor before making it a daily habit. Ginger can slightly thin the blood, which is helpful for circulation but needs to be monitored if you're on medication. Also, if you have a very sensitive stomach, start with a weaker brew. Ginger is warming and can be a bit strong at first. What I love about ginger tea is that it supports your joints without stress. There are no capsules to swallow, no complicated ingredients, no waiting months to notice a difference. You feel the soothing effect almost immediately. And if you're someone who also deals with nausea, digestive discomfort, or fatigue, ginger gently addresses those too. It's a multitasker in the best sense. For those who feel overwhelmed by changing their diet or taking new supplements, this is one of the easiest first steps. Just one small ritual, a warm cup, a quiet moment, and a root that's been healing bodies for generations. Now that you've seen how ginger tea can ease joint pain naturally, let's move to the next healing tea, a golden drink that's become famous in recent years, but has thousands of years of wisdom behind it. And it's especially powerful when combined with one common kitchen spice. T2, turmeric tea, the golden healer. What if one spice could fight arthritis pain, protect your joints, and calm inflammation? Naturally. That spice is turmeric, and when it's brewed into tea, it becomes one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory remedies we know of. Turmeric has been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years. But what makes it effective isn't just tradition, it's science. The key compound in turmeric is called curcumin, and it's been studied in over 300 research papers for its impact on inflammation, immune response, and joint health. Curcumin works by blocking molecules like NF-κB, a protein complex that plays a major role in chronic inflammation and cartilage breakdown. This is one of the same targets pharmaceutical anti-inflammatories go after, but turmeric does it without the harsh side effects. In patients with osteoarthritis, curcumin has been shown to reduce joint pain, swelling, and stiffness, with some studies showing results comparable to ibuprofen. And in cases of rheumatoid arthritis, it has helped decrease joint tenderness and inflammatory markers in the blood. But here's something most people don't realize. When turmeric is taken as a tea, its soothing warmth also supports digestion, liver health, and circulation. That makes it especially helpful for older adults with multiple health concerns, not just arthritis. The trick to making turmeric tea effective is bioavailability. Curcumin on its own is hard for the body to absorb, but when you combine it with black pepper, it becomes up to 2,000% more absorbable. That's why I always recommend adding a pinch of pepper to any turmeric tea preparation. The compound in black pepper, piperine, is what unlocks the curcumin's full healing potential. So how do you make a powerful, healing turmeric tea at home? Here's a simple recipe. 1 teaspoon of ground turmeric or a 1-inch piece of fresh turmeric root, sliced. A pinch of black pepper. 1 cup of hot water or unsweetened almond milk for a creamier version. Optional cinnamon, ginger, and a touch of raw honey or stevia for taste. Simmer the ingredients gently for 10–15 minutes, strain if needed, and sip slowly. I often suggest turmeric tea in the evening, especially if your joint pain worsens later in the day. The warmth and calming effect can support not only inflammation, but sleep quality and digestion as well. Some of my patients ask if store-bought turmeric teas work. The answer is yes, as long as they are pure, unsweetened, and contain pepper, or are paired with a meal that includes healthy fat, which also improves curcumin absorption. But check labels carefully. Many commercial turmeric blends are loaded with sugar or artificial flavorings, which reduce the benefits. Now, it's worth noting that turmeric tea is generally very safe. But if you're taking blood thinners, have gallbladder issues, or are on certain medications, it's always smart to check with your healthcare provider. The same compounds that reduce inflammation also thin the blood slightly, and that can be important depending on your health background. For the vast majority of older adults, though, turmeric tea offers something rare: relief without risk. It's easy to prepare, easy to tolerate, and deeply nourishing to both body and mind. Over time, it becomes more than just a drink. It becomes a daily act of care for your joints. I often describe it as liquid gold because it brings warmth, healing, and comfort in one simple cup. It's a habit that supports your body not just today, but in the months and years to come. And in the context of arthritis, which is chronic and progressive, consistency is everything. Now that you've seen the benefits of turmeric tea, let's move to the next option. This one may surprise you. It's not an herbal tea, it's a traditional one. But it holds a powerful antioxidant compound that protects your joints and even helps slow down cartilage damage. It's a tea I recommend often, and not just for arthritis. T3 Green Tea, Antioxidant Powerhouse. What if your daily cup of green tea could protect your joints from long-term damage and slow down the very process that causes arthritis to get worse over time? That's not an exaggeration. Green tea contains one of the most researched compounds in natural medicine, EGCG, or epigallocatechin gallate. This antioxidant doesn't just fight general inflammation, it targets the enzymes that break down cartilage. For older adults living with osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, that's a game changer. Let's talk about how it works. Arthritis is a condition of chronic, low-level inflammation. Your immune system, for various reasons, becomes overactive and starts damaging your own tissues, especially in your joints. Over time, the cartilage wears away, bones rub together, and pain, swelling, and stiffness follow. EGCG helps interrupt that cycle. In multiple laboratory and animal studies, EGCG has been shown to block the activity of certain proteins, specifically MMPs or matrix metalloproteinases, that degrade cartilage tissue. It also reduces the expression of inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha and IL-1 beta, both of which are elevated in people with active arthritis. What does this mean in simple terms? Green tea helps protect your joints at the cellular level. Now let's step into the real world. I've had patients who were lifelong coffee drinkers switching just 1 cup a day to green tea. Over time, they noticed less joint discomfort, better energy, and improved digestion. Why? Because green tea isn't just anti-inflammatory, it's gentle on the stomach, stimulates metabolism, and improves blood flow, which helps tissues repair more efficiently. And unlike many herbal remedies, green tea's benefits are well documented in human studies. In one 2020 clinical review, researchers found that regular green tea consumption was associated with reduced arthritis symptoms and improved joint function, especially when combined with other lifestyle changes like movement and a whole food diet. Another study published in the Journal of Nutrition highlighted green tea's ability to reduce oxidative stress, which is a key contributor to joint aging. But here's where many people go wrong. Not all green teas are created equal. For best results, choose loose-leaf green tea or high-quality tea bags without added flavors or artificial ingredients. The most potent form is matcha, which uses the whole powdered leaf, offering a much higher concentration of EGCG and antioxidants. But if matcha tastes too strong for you, traditional steeped green tea is still highly effective. To prepare it correctly, use water that's hot but not boiling, about 160 to 180 degrees F, 70 to 80 degrees C. Boiling water destroys some of the delicate antioxidants. Steep for 2 to 3 minutes only. Longer steeping can make the tea bitter and harder on the stomach. Avoid adding sugar. Instead, flavor with a slice of lemon, fresh mint, or a small amount of honey if needed. I often recommend drinking green tea in the late morning or early afternoon, when your energy dips but you don't want something that disrupts your sleep. It contains a moderate amount of caffeine, which can support alertness and circulation. But for those sensitive to caffeine, decaffeinated green tea is still a solid option and retains many of the anti-inflammatory benefits. Green tea is also incredibly versatile. You can drink it hot, cold, mixed with herbs like ginger or turmeric, or even add it to smoothies. What matters is consistency. Just 1 to 2 cups daily can begin to support your joints in meaningful ways. One word of caution. If you have anemia or are on certain blood pressure or thyroid medications, speak to your doctor. Green tea can interact with absorption in some cases, but these are rare and usually manageable with timing. When you think about long-term joint health, it's not about one breakthrough cure. It's about small, daily choices that add up over time. Green tea is one of those quiet choices, easy to prepare, pleasant to drink, and deeply effective. Now that we've looked at 3 of the most powerful teas for arthritis, ginger, turmeric, and green tea, it's time to talk about something just as important, the mistakes that can cancel out their benefits. Because even the best tea can't help if it's brewed or consumed the wrong way. Let's look at what to avoid so your tea truly works for your joints, not against them. Common tea mistakes that reduce the benefits. You might be drinking all the right teas, but still not seeing results. Why? Because small, common mistakes can quietly cancel out the anti-inflammatory benefits of even the most powerful brews. I see this all the time with my patients. They switch to ginger, turmeric, or green tea for joint pain, expecting relief, but their inflammation stays the same. When we take a closer look, the problem isn't the tea itself. It's how it's being prepared, consumed, or paired with other habits. Let's break it down so you can get the full healing potential from every sip. Mistake 1. Using poor quality tea. Not all teas are created equal. Many store-bought teas are heavily processed, filled with artificial flavors, preservatives, and fillers that reduce the effectiveness of the active compounds. Even some herbal teas labeled as natural have barely any actual herb in them. If you're drinking turmeric tea with 1% turmeric or ginger tea that tastes like sugar, it's no wonder your joints aren't feeling better. Always look for pure, organic, loose-leaf teas when possible. If using tea bags, choose brands that are transparent about ingredients and contain high concentrations of the active herbs, like real ginger root, turmeric, or matcha-grade green tea. The closer it is to whole plant form, the better. Mistake 2. Brewing tea with water that's too hot or too cold. This one surprises people. If your water is boiling hot, especially for delicate teas like green tea, it can destroy antioxidants like EGCG before they even reach your body. On the other hand, if the water is too cool, it may not extract enough of the beneficial compounds, especially in roots like turmeric or ginger. Here's the sweet spot. For green tea, heat water to 160–180 degrees F, not boiling, and steep for 2–3 minutes. For turmeric or ginger, simmer gently for 10–15 minutes to fully extract the active compounds. Avoid microwaving tea. It leads to uneven heating and reduced benefits. Mistake 3. Adding too much sugar or flavored syrups. I can't stress this enough. Sugar feeds inflammation. If you're drinking anti-inflammatory tea and sweetening it with table sugar, flavored creamers, or commercial syrups, you may be undoing the very effect you're trying to achieve. Sugar spikes your blood glucose, which leads to more inflammatory cytokines and worsens joint pain over time. If you need to sweeten your tea, stick to natural, anti-inflammatory options like a small amount of raw honey, stevia, or just add fresh fruit like lemon or berries. And remember, over time your taste buds adjust. Many people find that they don't need sweeteners at all once their body adapts. Mistake 4. Drinking the same tea every day without rotation. Even the healthiest teas can lose their effect or cause sensitivities if you consume the same one non-stop. Just like with food, variety matters. Your body benefits from rotating anti-inflammatory teas throughout the week to give your liver, kidneys, and digestive system a balanced exposure to plant compounds. Here's a simple rotation plan. Monday and Thursday, ginger tea. Tuesday and Friday, turmeric tea. Wednesday and Saturday, green tea. Sunday, a break or light herbal blend like chamomile or robas for rest. This keeps your system responsive and prevents over-reliance on any single herb. Mistake 5. Expecting tea to work without making other changes. Tea is powerful, but it's not magic. If you're still eating a high-sugar, highly processed diet or staying sedentary, tea alone won't undo those effects. Think of it as a support tool, not a standalone fix. The best results come when tea is paired with anti-inflammatory meals, gentle movement or stretching, proper hydration, stress reduction, and quality sleep. Even the act of making tea, slowing down, breathing, sitting quietly, can enhance its effect. The body responds best to small, consistent rituals that reduce stress and support healing over time. And finally, don't expect overnight results. Just like medication or physical therapy, natural remedies take time. But the benefits are deeper, more sustainable, and come with no harsh side effects. Now that you know what to avoid, you're ready to make tea a real part of your arthritis relief plan. In the next section, we'll pull everything together. I'll walk you through how to build a simple daily tea routine that fits into your lifestyle, so you can reduce joint pain, stay mobile, and enjoy your mornings again. How to build a daily tea routine for joint relief. If you want real, lasting arthritis relief from tea, one thing matters more than anything else: consistency. Not just what you drink, but how you drink it, when and why. The most powerful results I've seen with patients don't come from expensive supplements or drastic changes. They come from building a daily routine, a rhythm. A gentle, healing rhythm that supports your joints day after day. So how do you make that happen? Let's start with your morning. Mornings are when inflammation tends to peak, especially in people over 60. Your joints are stiff, Your hands may be swollen and movement feels harder. This is the perfect time for your first healing tea of the day. I usually recommend starting the morning with a cup of warm ginger tea. It's stimulating but not harsh, gently wakes up the digestion, and begins calming the inflammatory response right away. Ginger is especially helpful if you're dealing with morning stiffness or digestive sluggishness, which is common as we age. If you're short on time, you can prepare a large batch of ginger tea in advance. Simmer a few slices of fresh ginger in water, strain, and store it in the fridge. Just warm a cup each morning. Add a bit of lemon or honey if needed, but keep it simple. Midday is often when energy starts to dip. Joints may feel sore after being used through the morning, and fatigue can set in. This is the best time for green tea. Not only does it provide a gentle lift in alertness thanks to its mild caffeine content, but it's rich in EGCG, a compound that helps reduce cartilage breakdown and joint inflammation. Green tea also supports blood flow and protects the brain and heart, making it a perfect afternoon companion. Just be mindful of the caffeine if you're sensitive or have trouble sleeping. Drink it before 3 p.m. if sleep is an issue. Evening is when many people with arthritis experience a return of discomfort, especially in weight-bearing joints like hips, knees, and ankles. This is the time to bring in turmeric tea. Its curcumin content helps reduce inflammatory markers and soothes joints after a long day of use. Even better, the warmth of turmeric tea promotes relaxation and can support deeper sleep, critical for healing. Here is how I suggest building your daily tea routine. Morning ginger tea. Reduces stiffness and swelling. Boosts digestion and circulation. Easy to make and gentle on the stomach. Afternoon green tea. Protects joints from oxidative stress. Improves blood flow and alertness. Contains EGCG for cartilage support. Evening turmeric tea. Calms inflammation and supports overnight healing. Helps with sleep and muscle recovery. Best absorbed with black pepper and a small amount of healthy fat. You don't have to be perfect. Missing a cup now and then is fine. What matters is creating a pattern that becomes second nature. That way, your body begins to expect nourishment, calm, and consistency, and your joints will thank you for it. Now let's talk logistics. If you're worried about remembering which tea to drink when, try writing it on a sticky note and placing it on your kitchen cabinet. Or prep a week's worth of tea bags and ingredients in labeled jars. If you live with arthritis in your hands, choose easy-to-open containers or pre-cut ginger to reduce effort. You can also make this routine emotionally meaningful. Sip your tea with a journal in the morning, or enjoy it on the porch in the evening while listening to calming music. The act of pausing and being present with your tea adds another layer of healing, reducing stress, lowering cortisol, and supporting overall well-being. One more thing, listen to your body. Some days you may crave one tea more than another. That's okay. This isn't about strict rules. It's about supporting your body with gentle, steady tools that help you feel better day by day. So now you have the knowledge and the structure to build a tea ritual that truly supports your arthritis journey. You don't need pills to feel better. You need plants, patience, and a little bit of warmth in your hands. That's where healing begins. So now you know tea can do more than warm your hands. It can support your joints, lower inflammation, and help you move through the day with less pain. We talked about ginger tea to ease stiffness and support circulation, turmeric tea to calm inflammation and help you sleep better, green tea to protect your joints at the cellular level. And we covered how to avoid common tea mistakes and build a daily tea routine that's realistic, healing, and easy to stick to. You don't need pills to feel better. You need small, consistent habits, and tea can be one of your strongest tools. Let me know in the comments which tea you're going to try first and where you're watching from. Your experience could help someone else take that first step. And if you haven't already, like the video and subscribe to Glowing Age. Your support helps me continue sharing simple, natural ways to stay strong and well at every age. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself.